Hero Sunday. I'm Sam, and they call me the Miracle Man. We have to realize that the superhero is within all of us. It's simply this mind that's creating doubts, worries, concerns, or maybe it's filled with those beliefs that we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we're not deserving, we don't have the skills. On and on and on. It's just a bunch of noise, and we need to get rid of that. So just waiting for a few people to join in here, and they are. They're starting to line up, which is nice. So welcome to Dowie. And some others here that are watching. So today we want to talk about making peace a priority. Usually people say focus on happiness, focus on this, whatever it may be, but ultimately we need to focus on peace. Like if you're really sick, you were just diagnosed with something, can you really be happy in that situation? Happy is a really huge leap when you're not doing well, when you're sick, when someone else is sick and you're concerned about them. Oh, hey Tammy, hey Kat, thanks for watching. And Susan, so yeah, let's talk about making this piece a priority. That when I was stressed, overwhelmed, we can't have this peace because we're too stressed or too overwhelmed. But have you ever realized, like when people are in the hospital, they want to get them home as soon as possible? Because they realize hospitals are stressful. The more stress, the harder it is to be at peace. And when we're at peace, that is the source of transformation. That is the source of the miracles. It's not by trying to think about it, think about the steps. How do I do this? Trying to figure things out. No, it's really wiping clear the deck to really see that the piece is who we truly are. So today I'm talking about this piece. I'll do a little piece practice that I just simply had a 5-minute day practice. And 3 months after doing this practice, I knew I was perfect spirit because I realized I had thoughts, but I wasn't my thoughts. If I'm not my thoughts, then who am I? Perfect spirit. Everyone watching this is perfect spirit. So that's my practice, was realizing I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my thoughts. If I'm not my thoughts, then who am I? And we need to think about this, that we're connected to all that is. So all this state of separation creates all this anxiety, all this stress. So it's really about relaxing. Like if somebody told me to do formal meditation, I would have walked away from that. I said, like, that's too difficult. I can't do that. Because formal meditation has all these rules: sitting a certain way, breathing a certain way, holding your hands a certain way, just rules and rules and rules. And I'm about getting rid of all the rules. And I'm not a big fan of life coaching either, because I saw a psychiatrist for 20 years. It was basically thoughts, chasing thoughts, and taking medicine. And life coaching is chasing thoughts with more thoughts. And I really just want to clear the deck. I want to get rid of all these beliefs, all these stories, all these opinions that aren't serving any of us. Yes, some thoughts are useful to take care of ourselves, to nurture ourselves, to feed ourselves, but most of the thoughts are garbage and they really need to be thrown out, this head trash that does not serve us. So today we'll go through my 5-minute practice today. We'll probably do an abbreviated version of that. I do have the cards in case anybody needs any kind of clarity afterwards. And to realize that the mind likes to make things too complex, that I need to go read this book, see this teacher, follow this teacher, depend on this teacher for the truth. None of that serves you. I say this often because I really like it a lot what Ayashante say. Don't believe me, I'm lying to you, because our truth is our truth. Anyone else's words isn't the truth for you, because the ultimate truth is silence, is that peace. And from there, the wisdom arises. But yet we make it so difficult, so complex. So this, just remembering this Wednesday, I'm doing another healing circle because one got pushed back last week. So there's back to back. But I was thinking with Halloween coming up, I'll probably send an email on this. Maybe I'll make it this Wednesday coming up You can find it on my meetup group here, list it in here in the description. Head Trash Anonymous Global Chapter, and I'll put the description in there for the meetup. But really, I think about Wednesday being the journey to the other side, because we all have the capability to get messages from the other side, our loved ones, our past friends, but the mind is simply in the way because we're connected to all that is. And the more we can be at peace, the more we can hear. And that's a good thing to think about. The more you're busy, you're thinking about your thoughts, thinking about how to respond to people. That's not going to solve anything, but just listening deeply and allow the answers to rise up within you. All right, that's enough talking for today. Let's do a simple practice, then questions, then readings. So this is the practice that I used to heal multiple sclerosis, bipolar, psoriasis, arthritis, migraines, you name it, this can heal it. It could be relationships, careers, finances, 1,001 things. This is a very simple process. Your mind will convince you this does not work. That's head trash because this does work. I've seen lots of transformations in this practice. We put a little light music on in the background here. That's so we have some kind of ambient noise. Let's do that. Yeah, okay, perfect. So we want to let go of any formal meditation rules that you have to sit a certain way, hold your hands a certain way, breathe a certain way, posture has to be a certain way. The only thing we suggest, and it's only a suggestion, it's not a rule, is to close your eyes to remove the external stimulations. Because this busy mind likes to look around and attach to things, to think of stories. It just keeps the mind busy and occupied. And we're just really here to relax. So I like to call this, like the daily mental shower, which is a skilled relaxation process. So we're just sitting here relaxing, nothing to do, nothing to accomplish. We let go of any goals, anything that engages the mind. We simply release it. So if you notice the mind thinking, worry about what happened yesterday, what's going to happen an hour from now, next week, the next month, the next year, whatever it may be, we just detach from that. We just release it. So whenever the mind starts thinking, we just notice mind thinking and we come back to our feet, this voice. We don't judge ourselves. We don't criticize ourselves. We don't condemn ourselves. We're simply doing the best we can in this moment. So we just notice mind thinking. Where are my feet? Where are my hands? And eventually, as you do this practice, the skills will improve. And eventually you won't need to say mind thinking. You just notice and you come back to the stillness within you, which just becomes a habit to stay grounded in your truth. So simply notice, come back. You can be your breath, your feet, your hands, your nose, your ears. There's no rules. And eventually you don't have to focus on anything. You simply notice that you're not here and you just bring your self back to center. Initially, you may need body parts, sensations to root yourself in this moment. But with practice, you just come back to here, now, fully present. And this is the trick to transform anything in your life, is to be fully present. If you're not fully present, you're operating from the mind, and the mind is constantly guessing. But when you're present, fully here in this moment, and still, wisdom simply arises. There's no logical explanation for this, for the information that's being shared with you in this deeper level. And this is the definition of miracle, where it has no logical explanation. It defies all rules. Your spirit, your soul, your consciousness knows the way because it is connected to all that is. Somebody before you has had this experience. So that wisdom is contained within consciousness. Like how I healed myself of MS bipolar is stored in consciousness. And everyone has access to this. And all the others that have cured themselves of anything. Because the cure is within us. It's not outside of us. No thing or nothing outside of us will heal us or cure us. Anything outside of us is temporary. The curing, the answer comes from within you. And by coming present, you're actually in an altered state of consciousness. It's almost like a self-hypnosis, a self-trance. Because you can't change your situation from the mind that created the situation. The mind can't problem solve the problem that it created. It may give some temporary answers, but no true lasting solutions, for they are within you. You have everything within you. Let go of the dependency to attach to others for your truth. All teachers, if they're true teachers, will point you back to yourself, knowing that they don't have your answer, because the answer is unique to you. It may be similar, but it's not your answer. It's not your way. So just take a breath and feel yourself in this body. This body is your vessel for the human experience. But ultimately, we are spirit, having a spiritual experience within a human body. So when you know yourself fully as spirit, there's infinite possibilities and potentials here. If you start getting into limitations, restrictions, it says you're too much in the mind. So we just come back to here. Mind story, come back. Mind belief, come back. Mind opinion, come back. That all things are possible. But there are a few limitations. One of that is regrowing limbs, regrowing eyes. There are some limitations that the body simply does not have the skill to produce. It has it at infancy to create this body, but once it's created, it's set in stone, you could say. But all these conditions that are created through our thoughts, our mental processes, our beliefs, our opinions can be reversed. And that's roughly 90% and 95% of ailments of diseases can be cured if there's a mental component to it. And usually there is, because we're lost in the mind thinking, mind beliefs, mind stories, mind opinions, the opinions of the knowledgeable ones outside of ourselves, the people giving us advice. The answer is not there. It's in your heart. So we want to come back, fully notice this body, and just open our eyes when the time feels right. Time feels good. So I'm here if there's any questions, any answers I can have for you, but there's no rush to come back. But we are here for the human experience, so it's nice to stay in and dwelling in spirit, but we are here for the human experience. So if there's any questions, if anyone would like a reading, a message, and just doing that simple practice today, which went a little bit longer than 5 minutes. You can do that practice in 30 seconds. Mind thinking, where are my feet? Just when you're walking around, you're in the checkout line waiting to pay, and your mind's creating all stories that this is taking too long and just keeps going. You say, mind thinking, and you come back. Maybe you smile, you find that peace in this moment, for the peace is always here. All right, Dal is asking, let's pull this so everybody can see it, because I don't know. Let's pull this question, and then I'll give reading to Kat here. All right, one of the characteristics of a stressful life is a troubled mind. How do we choose power over painful thoughts? All right, yeah. So what we got to figure, stress is mind-induced. This hand cannot create stress on its own, nor can this hand or this face cannot create stress on its own. Stress is a product of the mind and only exists in the mind. But the mind can make this a reality and create all those stress hormones within the body. So how do we choose power over painful thoughts? It's really this practice today. Mind thinking. Where am I? I'm sitting. I'm feeling my feet on the floor. You're coming back to this moment. Now, if you're in physical pain, there is an actual practice that you can do to release that pain from gripping. But it's a little bit of a deeper process that we don't really have time for today. But there's a way you can use the energy of spirit to dissolve the stagnant energy of pain, which is basically what pain is stagnant energy. So you move the fluid life force within you into that pain to release it, but that's a different process. All right, another question here. We'll take some questions first, and we'll do some readings for Kat, for Dowie, for Rebecca here. How do we deal with negativity from other people aimed at us? Why are you taking your negativity as your truth? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. Why are you giving their voice, their opinion, that power? This is a practice. Words hurt. We have to realize it's just words. It doesn't have to be my reality. And you're feeling that pain. Then you just say, their opinion of me does not matter. Am I happy with me? And if I'm not happy with me, what's the story that's taken me away from my peace, my truth? So negativity is also from the eye of the beholder. The person saying it may not see it as negative at all. It could just be constructive feedback from their point of view. Why are you getting so caught up in this? Why are you so emotional over this? So you just have to do your best to keep yourself present, to realize their opinion of me does not matter. I'm good with me. But it's all a practice. We just can't snap our fingers and poof, everything has changed. It's a skill to really bring up that peace rootedness, if you will, that you become unshakable, that no matter the circumstances you're facing, your events you're facing, the words from others, situations happening around you beyond your control, you find that peace within you. You make this peace a priority. Oh, hey Chris, happy birthday. Let me go back to some readings now. There's some more questions. And I'm doing a circle Wednesday, and I'm thinking about the journey to the other side with Halloween coming up. So that should be a fun event. All right, let me just start going through some readings now here. Let's do. First up was Kat, Rebecca, Dowie, Chris. So I'm just feeling. I really like this deck. I really feel attached to this. It contains lots of words, elements, and things like that. So let's take a look here. This is for For Kat, then I'll do Dowie, then Rebecca. So Kat, you come here to be poised, to remain grounded in who you are, not rushing to judgment, not rushing to criticism, not accepting the judgment from others. You just stay poised like a tree, regardless of what comes at you, fires, hurricanes. You stand still and you're at peace with the situation because you realize the ultimate you is spirit, and nothing can touch spirit. Nothing can damage spirit, soul, consciousness. It's only the mind that gets bruised. So just poise there for Cat. All right, let me pull another word out here. Let's take a look here. All right, so let me do Dowie next. Feeling called to Dowie. All right, then I'll do Rebecca. If anybody's on TikTok, check out Rebecca's videos. They're rather interesting, rather good too. And same with Dowie has some good videos as well. If you're interested in learning about aromatherapy, check out Dowie's YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, TikTok. So this is for Dowie. I've come here to be committed. Committed is a good word. Is that nothing can interfere with my path. Like you know where you're going, you have this clear direction, and yet you have all this opinions from your own mind, the opinions of others, brothers, sisters, cousins, whatever it is, trying to take you off your path. But to realize this is my path, this feels right to me, this lights me up. I'm not allowing others to take me off my path. This also has to deal with like the negativity of others, not allowing them to impact you, of staying committed to your truth, your light, your path. Okay, so let me do Rebecca here now. Rebecca. And you can find Rebecca on TikTok, Angel Eyes, and Dowie is aromatherapy and wellness, I believe. All right, so this is for Rebecca. Um, this is what a great word here for Rebecca. Okay. I've come here to be luscious. And what it says on this card is any blocks to a luscious life are gone now. I am passionate, juicy, breathtaking, and bold. So it's about being bold, taking action, knowing that you deserve the best in life, not allowing anyone once again to take you off your path. Anything that disturbs your peace is not your path. But just realize that your path is being disturbed. And why am I giving this power over me? But luscious is an interesting word, to say the least. But we want to live this fruitful, abundant life, and we do that through peace. That all things are possible through peace. So, Chris, so happy birthday to Chris. Let's do this and let's keep going. Got some messages here, so let's dive in. Okay. So for Chris, here's your card. Let's take a look. Victorious, that you're here to be victorious, that nothing can defeat you, that there's no inadequacies. It's really that nothing can defeat you, that you are victorious. This applies to everyone. We're all victorious. When we don't allow the mind to defeat us, we don't allow the opinions of others to defeat us. We realize the power, the strength that is us, that can climb any mountain. But we have to have that belief in ourselves, that steadfast belief that we can do this, that nothing can take me off my path, nothing can defeat me unless they give them that power over me. All right. Kavada is here. All right, about a job loss. So really, for Kavada, it's really making that peace a priority. And go back and watch the practice I did today will help with that, to realize everything happens from peace and presence. So let me get a word for you and give you some encouragement here. So what's the word for you? Oh, you're getting the element water. Interesting. Okay, so element water is about, the flow of life, staying in the flow of life, and you are life itself. So about staying in your own flow, and let go of the opinions that the others are giving you this advice that you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to look here, you need to do this and that. Is that your truth? And just notice what I'm feeling with the water of life is that you're too rigid in your patterns, if you will, that you have this certain routine rituals, and that's not serving you. It's about being like water and just flowing with the situation and following your own path. And it may not be a straight path. It may go to the left, it may go to the right, it may go downhill, it may go uphill. It meanders your path, but it's your path. So I think this is really about doing your own rigidness. This particular ritual that you're following and routine isn't serving you. Allow yourself to flow with what's going on in this situation, following your own rhythms of your own heart. And let's see. Okay. Let's see what else we have here in the messages. Let's take a look here. So Susan, this is good. Let's dive into this. Okay. Let's dive into this. Yeah, it is really hard to trust yourselves. We constantly have all sorts of influences telling us not to trust yourself, that they know what's best for us. Just look at all the TV and all the media and all the advertisement. Here, you need this. We know what's best for you. That's why they want you to buy their products. You need this. You need this. You don't know what's best for you. Trust us. You need this in your life. It's all nonsense. What's in your heart, and when you're present in this moment, the more you're present, the more the trust, head trash, if you will wane. It will wane. Just notice when you start doubting yourself, do what you can to get yourself back here in this moment. You don't have to be sitting in practice. You could be standing in a checkout line. You could be driving. You can be wherever. You can start wherever you are, but you notice that doubt coming up, some trust, some criticism, some judgment. Just notice that and come back. You take away the power by just coming back to here. Where are your feet? Where are you sitting, standing? Engage those sensations. But you do that the moment you see that. But you don't judge or criticize. It's like, oh, I see you, and you come back. And it's a practice of just coming back, coming back. Be warned, the mind will grow impatient because the mind doesn't want to give up control over you. So just be diligent and just keep doing that practice. We come back. So is there anything else? All right. Yes, apparently you are, Rebecca. That's the word you got today. All right, so I don't see any more. Anybody needs clarity, any questions? So thanks for joining me. I'll be here next Sunday. Tomorrow night is Soul Messages, where me and Lori just do readings. And this Wednesday, I will be doing another circle, but I think I'm going to change it to the journey to the other side, because we all have the ability to get messages from the other side because we are connected to the other side. Part of us is everywhere. We're quantumly entangled with all things. But if we simply get this mind out of the way, we can hear. So, Rebecca, when somebody's giving you a hard time, just remember that word and just laugh at them. Who are you talking to? I'm luscious. Have fun with it. That's the thing in life. We have to have more fun with life, that we're too serious, we're too wrapped up. We want to find that peace. So if you're not happy, what's stealing your happiness? And only you can answer that. Okay, I'm heading off unless there's any other last minute comments, questions, clarity needed. But I think another good word for everyone is committed, that we're committed to following our truth, our path. And our path is not a straight line, it zigzags. But people are constantly trying to take you off your path with this stories, this head trash, this noise, and all the media, the advertisements, the social media, the posting. People trying to give you advice, trying to take you off your path. But just be mindful. There are people that are trying to point you to your path. You may pay attention to that. It's like what's in your heart, what feels right to you. And just remember, true teachers point you back to yourself. They realize they don't know the best answer for you. As Deepak Chopra says, when people ask him a question, meditate. Meditate. Find the answer yourself. Okay, last minute question here. Let's take this. Let's take this one. Okay, how about if we just don't want to do the day ahead? How do we change the mindset? We change the mindset through peace. It's always through peace and being present. There are some things that we need to do daily that we'd rather not do, but it's necessary to live. So we have to see, how the mind can procrastinate, delay, but it becomes a necessary evil, if you will, that it has to be done because no one else is going to do it and it really needs to be done. But I'm at peace with this. I realize it needs to be done. But just to look for anything that's stealing your peace. And the mind loves to get into thought paralysis too, of overthinking things, making it worse than it is. Sometimes we have chores to do and the mind makes it worse than it actually is. And sometimes it can be a rather unpleasant chore, but we realize it needs to be done anyway. So we find that inner motivation of staying in peace, saying, I'll do this quickly, get it over with, get it done with. The more I delay it, the more it's sticking around, and it could get worse. It could just pile up and pile up. And before I know it, it looks like I've become a hoarder, because we just let things procrastinate and delay. Susan, I don't think I read for Susan. I don't think you gave Susan a message, did I? I don't know. I'm in this weird space. Did you get a message, Susan? I'm not sure. I'm in this space and I'm not quite sure who I read for. But I don't know if I give Susan a word. Did I give Susan a word? I'm not sure. Well, if I were to give Susan a word, it would be guided. Perfect. That is about, trusting ourselves that we are always guided from spirit. We can choose to be in the stories, lost in the mind, lost in the weeds, or we can realize that we're all guided. And that's the word for everyone today, is guided. That we all know the way forward for us. We all know the next step. If we can just be at peace in this moment, it'll be clear to us on the next step. So I need to release the mental stories, the opinions, the judgment, the criticism, and realize that I know that I know. And that knowing comes from the present moment. All right. So now I am heading off now. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Take good care of yourself. Keep finding that peace within you. Mind thinking, come back. Mind thinking, come back. You can start wherever you are. Even if you did that a few times a day, It put gaps into the thought stream. The more gaps, the more peace. So take good care of yourself. Realize that you matter, you make a difference, because you are life itself. You chose to have this human experience for a reason, to have the human experience. All right, take good care of yourself. Bye for now.